Tell me how, I got nothing to say. Tell me why my tombstone is blank. 'Cause I'm not the one who won't try. I'm not letting life pass me by. Tell me when the days are less gray. Tell me where is the road to less pain. How many days before I decay? It's getting so hard to get by. Where are all my trophies in life? And he hated the way he was dying, but the moment he turned on the light, he became what he dreamt of at night when he was young and hungry for life. Set to sail to a place I can't say. Live a life worthy of chase. The time is today. New blood in my veins. I won't be the joker in life, playing the part I don't like. And he hated the way he was dying, but the moment he turned on the light, he became what he dreamt of at night when he was young and hungry for life. And he hated the way he was dying, but the moment he turned on the light, he became what he dreamt of at night when he was young and hungry for life. Yeah. And he hated the way he was dying, but the moment he turned on the light, he became what he dreamt of at night when he was young and hungry for life. 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 Young and hungry for life.
Almost had a camera malfunction there, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Friday Night SmackDown. Boring. So boring, I can't even fathom faking a reaction to this shit. I really can't. I mean, oh man, Kit Wilson! Kit Wilson! How is it that SmackDown, how is it not even SmackDown, how is it that WWE is so creatively cold? And we're going into the second biggest pay-per-view of the entire year. I don't know, man. Carmelo Hayes, another open challenge. MFTs win the tag team titles. The ladies absolutely fuck up the joint in the worst way possible. Boring. And a main event with nothing on the line. I don't know, man. I don't know. This show very much felt like 3 hours, and that's not in a good way. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the venue on this Friday night. It's 15 degrees. I'm praying that the snow does not hit us. But I will be having an old-fashioned tonight, and that will very much be hitting me. And when I get there on this Friday night, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? Get Wheezy and Minnie a fucking drink, too, will you? What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday Night SmackDown post show for January 23rd, 2026. I'm your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this Friday evening, wherever you may be. Tonight, we are powered by Turtle Beach. TurtleBeach.com/script. Use that promo code SCRIPT to get 10% off your first purchase. You know, man, a lot of misconceptions out there about how I'm a rage baiter and I'm a click baiter and I'm all this other nonsense. Meanwhile, most of these people in the community are masturbators towards my content. I love pro wrestling, and all I ever want is to see it better. Genuinely. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But the thing is, there are so many people that want to cozy up to the talent and cozy up to these billionaires and these suits and these ties and these corporations, and everybody wants to be in a position to get a free handout. I don't know how you look at a show like tonight or Wednesday or Friday, Monday. I don't know how you look at any of these shows and genuinely find excitement. Gone are the days of genuine, pure excitement over what's happening on your pro wrestling program. Legitimately, everything feels like WWE and AEW just don't give a shit. Maybe we should not be handing out big money contracts to these folks, because when they do get those big money contracts, they get big money lazy. It's exactly what it's boiled down to. WWE has not been the same since they got that 500 whatever million. How much was it from Netflix? They have not been the same. Every show is 10%, 15% effort, and then 85 to 90% of I don't give a fuck. It's exactly what WWE programming has been. They'll show you a little bit of effort. They'll show you a glimmer of hope. They'll show you a possible storyline with a development, and then most of the time they don't really give a shit. It was a 500 billion? Billion. 5 billion? Not 500 billion. That's way too much money. 5 billion? 5 billion. Billion, million. They're not worth a fucking dime right now. They are genuinely not worth a dime. I cannot believe how creatively cold the product is right now going into the Royal Rumble. Like, it is so creatively cold that we got Roman Reigns declaring himself for the Royal Rumble via a fucking smoke signal. He refuses to be at these shows. Roman Reigns declared himself for the Royal Rumble legitimately tonight via a smoke signal, refusing to come to Montreal. I don't blame him. It was like fucking negative 15 degrees there. It doesn't feel like Royal Rumble season. It doesn't feel like WWE even gives a shit going into the Royal Rumble. There's nothing interesting about the show. There's not one major storyline that's taking us from television into the Royal Rumble. There's nothing to look forward to in the Royal Rumble. There's no major development going into the Royal Rumble. WWE just started piecing this card together for the Royal Rumble last week. It is very difficult to be a fan right now. Honestly. And if you look at this show tonight, it makes you wonder, will things change? Will they get better going into WrestleMania? They haven't showed us. I'm not even looking forward to what happens at the Royal Rumble because they've beaten me down with disappointment after disappointment after disappointment every single week, that when something happens, I'm not going to be genuinely excited for when that something happens. It sucks to be a professional wrestling fan right now because all they're thinking about is, how can we make more money? How can we make more money? How can we make more money? By doing little and little and little, less and less and less. That's what happened. WWE got their $5 billion. WWE got their $150 million to run this fucking show from Saudi Arabia. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about you, me, or anybody else. Tony Khan got his $100 million or so from Warner Brothers Discovery over 4 years. He don't give a shit. That's like gambling money to Tony Khan. He don't need that fucking money. With the amount of money his family's worth, he pisses away $100 fucking million. Who gives a shit? God don't give a shit. None of these people give a shit. That's the fucking problem. I don't know how you have the Royal Rumble and you're not giving me something, a development, a story. The only thing that we can really kind of point that finger at as far as the story is Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes going into the Royal Rumble. What else is there that's happening in the Royal Rumble that you should be excited about outside the unpredictability of the field of 30? There's not one men's storyline that's exciting going into the Royal Rumble. There's not a development or a series of stories going into the Royal Rumble that you should be excited about for both men and women's Royal Rumbles. Drew McIntyre is getting a WWE Championship match at the Royal Rumble, and it came about because WWE gave you a series of matches that led to all four winners showing up tomorrow night and competing in a fatal four-way. And then AJ Styles is putting his career on the line against Gunther. I guess there's some unpredictability there because people are running with the narrative of, well, I can't imagine AJ Styles retiring in Saudi Arabia. SmackDown tonight gave you absolutely nothing to look forward to. Nothing. And then we have Saturday night's main event tomorrow night, and it don't even feel important. None of it feels important. So important that they gave you an AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura match last minute to fill out the card of 4. 4 matches tomorrow night. The biggest thing that happened on tonight's show is the sit-down between Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. That was the biggest thing that happened on tonight's show. Cody Rhodes is in the Royal Rumble. He is confirmed. I'm assuming he will be at the end. He will be one of the final 4. Who he will be there with, I'm assuming Roman Reigns will be a part of the final 4. Randy Orton. Jacob Fatu. I'm sure it'll be an exciting final 4. Cody Rhodes sat down and was asked by Michael Cole about the WWE Championship and about Jacob Fatu. Cody Rhodes didn't want to talk about losing the WWE Championship. He wanted to talk about how he's going to win it back. And it all starts at the Royal Rumble. 3-peating at the Royal Rumble, which is a very difficult thing to do. Jacob Fatu sat and interrupted the promo. Cody, his tone of voice, his demeanor, his character completely changed from when he was sitting in front of Michael Cole. Jacob Fatu went on to discuss the type of person he is. Cody Rhodes threw the fact that Jacob Fatu was jailed on multiple accounts right in his face. This is another one of the Anoa'i family that Cody Rhodes is now doing battle with. That's the only aspect of this that I'm genuinely intrigued by. Because Jacob Fatu is not the Usos. He's not Roman Reigns. He's not The Rock. He's vastly different than all of them. He speaks different. He wrestles different. This may be someone that Cody Rhodes matches very well with. And the way Jacob Fatu came off and the way Jacob Fatu came across here to Cody Rhodes, I actually looked at Jacob Fatu as a more believable promo than Cody Rhodes did. I've been saying for a couple weeks now, big fan of Jacob Fatu, love Jacob Fatu. He didn't have a great 2025. I felt like WWE put the brakes on Jacob Fatu for whatever reason. They didn't want to push him too hard, too soon. That's the type of guy that you do push hard right out of the gate. He didn't have a good 2025. He won the United States title at WrestleMania, but that doesn't equal a good 2025. He feuded with his family for most of the year, and it was one of the most disastrous things on Friday night. It legitimately killed the entire feeling of the show. It was so fucking boring. Which resulted in a steel cage match at SummerSlam, which was one of the worst steel cage matches possibly in WWE history. They kept him off TV for a little bit. He didn't really do much of anything else. Teased the feud with Aleister Black, teased the feud with Damian Priest. He didn't really do much of anything else. And then he was promptly written off television because he needed dental surgery. And they're running with the narrative of who attacked Jacob Fatu, who put him out. He only reemerged a couple of weeks ago. He actually showed back up on the first SmackDown with WWE having a 3 Stages of Hell match on January 2nd. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, 3 Stages of Hell. He aided in Drew McIntyre becoming the WWE champion. That's when he made his return. He attacked Drew McIntyre, but he also attacked Cody Rhodes. But he attacked Cody Rhodes because Cody Rhodes wanted to get in Jacob Fatu's business. He even explained that's the reason why he attacked Cody Rhodes tonight. And he also threw it out there that Drew McIntyre was the one who attacked him. He did mention that he was there specifically for Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre kicked his teeth down his throat. So we got, in a very kind of anticlimactic way, the individual who attacked Jacob Fatu. That's Drew McIntyre. Everything that I mentioned to you leading up to that, I did not look at Jacob Fatu as what we've seen on television, the way he's been presented, as a main event guy, ... yet. A lot of work needs to go into that character. A lot of work needs to be built around Jacob Fatu. A lot of television time needs to be had in front of the audience so that I look at Jacob Fatu and get a belief, a feeling, an intuition that this guy's the next guy. A lot of people running off this idea that Jacob Fatu is the next big thing, the future of WWE, because of how great he is in the ring and what his athleticism brings to the table and how great at what he is in that ring. I'm looking past that. That's a given. That's an automatic. Slam dunk. Jacob Fatu's a great wrestler. Nobody moves like Jacob Fatu. For a guy his size, nobody's going to be doing the shit that Jacob Fatu does, especially in his family. He may be the most gifted of the Anawais. Right there. He may be the most gifted of the entire family right now that's currently signed to the product. But does that mean he's deserving of a main event at WrestleMania? Does that mean he's deserving of a WWE championship run? Not yet. You got to give me the presentation that the company believes in him. And it can't be for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's got to be consistent. We need months of television with Jacob Fatu wrestling top guys, elite guys. We need months of television with Jacob Fatu in a storyline that gives off the impression that the company is getting behind him. The company is giving him substance. The company is giving him meaning. The company is giving him a story that we could invest in so that we at that time could invest in what he's doing so that when we look at him and he challenges for the title, we are bought in. We are buying what he's selling. I haven't gotten that feeling. Tonight was the first time that I got that feeling. And again, it's going to take more than one promo on one night in front of a Cody Rhodes. We're going to need a little bit more of what we saw tonight. Maybe that next night is tomorrow night on Saturday night's main event. I'm assuming him and Cody are going to have a fucking banger. Oh, I promised myself I wasn't going to use that word. I'm sorry. Him and Cody Rhodes are going to have a great wrestling exhibition. More is going to need to be done. I'm not going to be one of these fucking blind fans, these geeks on social media that, oh, Jacob Fatu's got to get the world championship. He needs to be at the WrestleMania main event level already going into Mania. No. Now, there's going to be, there needs to be something more that needs to be done there. When you know, you'll know when someone's at that level. You'll just feel it. I don't feel it yet. Now, granted, with the rumors going around, I mean, they changed like the fucking wind in the IWC. First, it's Roman and Cody at WrestleMania. Then that got dropped because the report went out saying that Triple H didn't want to create fan fatigue. Then the following week, it's Cody versus Drew McIntyre or Cody versus Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Neither one of those I look right now at as a WrestleMania match. Now I'm hearing this week that it's Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre one-on-one, which is fucking ridiculous because you just sold me on the fact that Triple H didn't want to do Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes because of fan fatigue and burnout, yet you're giving me potentially a Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre main event at WrestleMania on night 2 when the match has been done 5 times before this. Who wants to see it again? It wasn't good enough to main event WrestlePalooza. How do you look at it as good enough to main event WrestleMania? People are running with the narrative and running with the report because it's Cody Rhodes, it's WWE title, it's WrestleMania, and that's going to get clicks. Meanwhile, none of them know what the fuck they're talking about. Could very well end up being that triple threat match with Cody, Drew McIntyre, and Jacob Fatu. Why does it need to be Cody Rhodes in the World Championship? Why can't it be Jacob Fatu? If that's what you want, give me some months of television and build him up to the point where I do look at him as a main event guy and someone that could main event WrestleMania. But do I look at that now as a night 2 final match of the fucking weekend for WrestleMania match? No, I don't. I don't. I'm sorry. No matter how great Drew McIntyre is, I don't. WWE right now needs to get their shit together because the story that they have with Cody and Fatu needs to be the main thing on the program. I don't want to watch a SmackDown where I'm looking at this shit and I'm watching Trick Williams versus Damian Priest in a match that has nothing on the line in the main event. Do you know what that does? So someone watching the show, it says, well, this show isn't important. What are they fighting for? I don't understand it. You have a SmackDown show tonight with Trick Williams versus Damian Priest in the main event. What the fuck is on the line? What are they fighting for? The invisible momentum is what they're fighting for. Vince used to do it all the time. Who's going to win the momentum going into Saturday night's main event? Fuck your momentum. Momentum is not a tangible thing that you could put on the line in a wrestling match. Nobody gives a fuck about momentum. Montreal didn't give a fuck about momentum. My momentum for giving a shit about this show was fucking killed. As soon as they announced that as the main event tonight, I'm like, what the fuck is on the line? Fatal 4-Way happening tomorrow night. That's the main event at Saturday night's main event. G-Men, they telegraphed exactly who's fucking gonna win it. Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn in Montreal, Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship because Sami wants to achieve his dream. Fuck with me a little bit, bro. Fuck with me. And no, Randy Orton RKOing Trick Williams at the end of the show is not WWE fucking with the outcome. It's very telegraphed and very set up that Sami Zayn is going to win the Fatal 4-Way tomorrow because there is no other choice, which we'll talk about in a little bit. No, Randy Orton should not win. I'd actually want to see that match less than Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. The show was not good. To sit down with Cody and Jacob Fatu was the best thing on the show. Sami Zayn's promo. Drew McIntyre cut a promo. Sami Zayn had a run-in with Drew McIntyre towards the end of the show. Randy Orton, Damian Priest, Trick Williams all got their shit in before the Fatal 4-Way. Carmelo Hayes had another United States Open challenge against Ilya Dragunov, which we've now seen twice. No matter how great Carmelo is, we're quickly running through opponents. At some point, you're going to have to stop the open challenge and give that kid a fucking story. Instead of burning the fucking guy out because you want to have him go out there and deliver great wrestling matches to fill up another 20 minutes of a fucking worthless 3-hour show. Don't get me started on the women. Chelsea Green and Jade Cargill. Jordan Grace feels fucking lifeless on this show. Lifeless. Not a single reaction to be had. And then the tag team match. Oh my God, how fucking boring. How sloppy it was. For all the Lash Legend enthusiasts out there who claim that she's ready for the main roster, what did you watch tonight that signified that Lash Legend was ready for the main roster? Looks like she should be getting ready for the fucking Performance Center. That's what she should be getting ready for. She should have never left it. The show was not good tonight. Not good at all. We're going to go over this SmackDown show tonight. Bear with me. We'll try and make it the most that we can tonight right here on Friday night. This is your SmackDown post show for January 23rd, 2026. Tonight we're sponsored by Turtle Beach, turtlebeach.com/scripts. Use that promo code SCRIPT at checkout for 10% off your purchase. They got more than just headsets, guys. They got every gaming peripheral that you need to level up. turtlebeach.com/scripts. 10% off, and I want to thank them for sponsoring tonight's SmackDown post show right here on Off the Script. It's been an interesting week, man. Interesting week. Some great content went out. We got some controversial takes. No, I don't think they're controversial. Everybody else seems to think that they are. I just think everybody's not using their fucking brains, and somehow, some way, they always seem to bring out the swords and shields to defend Tony Khan for whatever reason. Today we uploaded a video. Trey Miguel back with TNA so quickly. So quickly. He got hired, he got fired, and joined TNA all in 1 week. He got hired by AEW, fired by AEW, went on a mental health break for 3 days, and then rejoined TNA all in the same week. Man, that was fast, huh? I guess that big money NDA came in handy. Today we kind of went over how TNA exposed AEW and Tony Khan. Because if AMC doesn't have a problem with what Trey Miguel did 6 years ago, why would Warner Brothers have a problem with it? Oh, but it's different morals for different companies, JJ. Sure thing. Yeah, please run with that narrative because one of the dirt sheets ran with it. Go ahead. Instead of coming up with your own conclusions, you act like a sheep. I don't get it. Go check it out, man. Worth your time. We also debunked the ridiculous rumor today that Dave Meltzer put out there about Powerhouse Hobbs. He legitimately reported Powerhouse Hobbs took more money from WWE than the money AEW offered, and that's why he's going to WWE. He's going to WWE for more money. How do you believe this slop? Tony Khan offered the guy 4 or 5 years, which easily eclipsed a 7-figure number. No doubt about it. What is so difficult to understand about that? WWE was not offering Powerhouse Hobbs a 7-figure number. Give me a break. Will Hobbs went to WWE to take a chance on himself at 34 years old to become a superstar and have a Hollywood agent repping him. Cut the shit. WWE's not paying him more. AEW wanted to pay him a 7-figure number, but Tony Khan reached out to Dave Meltzer to have him shill some fucking stupid bullshit news article to show everybody that WWE was desperate and Tony Khan wasn't. Yet it was the other way around. Tony Khan was desperate, money desperate, to keep Powerhouse Hobbs from going to WWE. So much so that he offered him a 7-figure number. So if you guys want my reaction to this great reporting and journalism, go and check out today's video, man. Some really good stuff there. On top of everything else, we were live on Wednesday for Dynamite. Awful show. Tuesday Night Titans, great show. We're going to do a Rumble prediction show on this coming Tuesday's 131. And we were live from Monday Night Raw. So go check all that stuff out, all on the homepage. Some great content to get caught up on. And it's going to be a snowy weekend, so you guys got all weekend to kind of bunker down and kind of take the content in. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Hit that thumbs up. Strive for 750 likes on the SmackDown post show right here tonight. And super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. As always, is the best way to support the podcast right here live on Off the Script. Friday Night SmackDown starts things off with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn makes his way out to the arena, and I gotta say, man, Sami Zayn got a great reaction. But this was the hottest the crowd was all night. After Sami Zayn's segment that opened the show, the crowd reaction got worse and worse and worse over the course of 3 hours. But that goes to show you how boring the show is. It has nothing to do with the Montreal crowd, which is genuinely incredibly hot every single time WWE goes there. Tonight, they were not. Sami spoke in French, and then he said he feels like he has all the momentum in the world right now heading into Saturday night's main event's Fatal 4-Way. He says he has a chance tomorrow to become the number one contender. Trick Williams' music played. He walks out. Fans are whooping that Trick. This is now the third week in a row that Trick Williams got a superstar level reaction. And I want to explain to you guys why I'm a little bit concerned for Trick Williams. Trick Williams wrestled Damian Priest in the main event. And WWE is clearly high on Trick Williams. He looks the part. He sounds the part. He's going to be the next big thing in the WWE. He's going to be a future world champion when the time comes, and when the time is right, he will be. Right now, there's this blindness. Fans are reacting blind to what's going on. Trick Williams and Damian Priest did not get anywhere close to a reaction in the main event. For whatever reason, you might find Damian Priest to be boring. You might not be emotionally invested in what Damian Priest is selling to you as a character. He may be very much last year or 2023. 24. When he actually had something going on and he was the leader of the Judgment Day. Trick Williams, and I know it's still too early, but I'm gonna raise awareness about this now. I genuinely hope Trick Williams is not becoming a theme song. But that's what happens. That's what these fans create. They create this thing. When you hear someone like Trick Williams' theme hit, you're going to chant along and you're going to have a good time. And then when the bell rings, they don't really give you much of a reaction. And they give you nowhere close to a reaction as they did when his theme music was playing. Do you find that to be a problem? Because I do. Are you noticing that? Because I am. No matter who he's in the ring with. Damian Priest, Rey Fenix, Sami Zayn, it doesn't matter. He's going to be in the ring tomorrow night with Damian Priest, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton all at the same time in the Fatal 4-Way. So you probably won't notice it then because he'll be in the ring with two of the biggest baby faces on Friday night. But I'm genuinely concerned that this guy is becoming nothing more than a theme song and the fans aren't really buying into Trick Williams, the pro wrestler, yet. I don't want him to get to a point where it's too late to fix that because that's all Jey Uso became. He became nothing more than a fucking theme song. And he never backed it up in the ring, and he understood that, and he knew that, and he didn't do anything to fix it. Hopefully Trick Williams doesn't go down that same dangerous path. Because I'm feeling it already after 3 weeks. You're going to have to give me more than just his fucking theme music. Hopefully he knows how to write that shit. He's out there. And he cut a very good promo on Sami Zayn. Trick is a very good promo. And he's funny. He walked out and told Sami they aren't on the same level. Trick says he knows how to get the job done, and he'll tell him to his face in his city that he's there to become the WWE champion. Sami says he can't argue with some of Trick's points, including that he previously lost the title match in his city. He said Trick looks like a future champion. He will be a champion at some point. He says they're not on the same level, though. The best he can aspire to is being half as good as him someday. He says if he thinks he's wrong, you can do something about it right now. Trick says he has main events tonight against Damian Priest. They can take care of business tomorrow. This all of a sudden brings out Damian Priest. He walks on out. He told Trick that he thinks if he says the wrong thing to him, he'll drop him on his ass right there where he stands. He asked Trick if he's afraid. So he dared him to say something or do something in the moment. Trick told the fans to mind their own business. He told Priest he's not scared to pop off, and he kept calling it Damien by his first name in this very snarky, sarcastic tone. He then turned and hit Sami Zayn in the head with the microphone. Damian Priest then punched away at Trick. Sami pulled him away and punched away at Trick. Trick shoved Priest into Sami and then bailed out. Sami and Priest exchanged heated words, and obviously this was all done up to set some tension going into the main event tomorrow night against each other at Saturday night's main event. The only one missing here was Randy Orton. That's all that this was done for. This served no other purpose outside of let's get Sami some hometown babyface heat. Let's send out Trick Williams and have him antagonize the babyface and kind of poke fun at the hometown guy. And then out comes Damian Priest, the one guy that nobody thinks is going to win this match. Let's get him some heat in front of these guys. And then let's start a brawl with all three of them. And let's build momentum. And let's set it up that all three of these guys don't like each other going into the main event tomorrow night. That's all that this was done for. Maybe you cared about it. I didn't care about it. I thought this was telegraphed and very predictable. There's nothing that stood out here that made me more interested in the match going into Saturday night. The reason why I'm not interested in the overall match tomorrow night, even though I'm a fan of all four of these guys, some more than others, is the fact that I think that this outcome is super predictable. There is no reason to believe that Sami Zayn is going into Montreal to lose. Sami Zayn will win. They've been building this thing between Sami and Trick. Trick is throwing it in Sami's face. Sami wanted to humble Trick on the first night he joined the show. So that's what they're going for. Sami Zayn will end up pinning Trick Williams on Saturday night. Sami Zayn will then go on to Saudi Arabia and challenge Drew McIntyre for the world title, the WWE title, at the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn is not going into Montreal at the Bell Center to lose a fatal four-way for the WWE Championship #1 contender. It's not happening. He goes from Montreal to win, challenge Drew in Saudi Arabia, where he's also super over. And probably the most over of the superstars that does travel over there. And he's going to pin Trick Williams tomorrow night to do it. Now, I've seen some people telling me in my comments on Twitter, no, I think Randy Orton's going to win. I don't think WWE is making this too predictable at all. They're giving you what you expect to happen. No, they're giving me what's going to happen. Randy Orton is not winning tomorrow night. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre is the better one-on-one match. Randy Orton in the Royal Rumble is the most intriguing of the situations going in the Royal Rumble because he'll be in there with a Jacob Fatu. He'll be in there with an Obafemi. He'll be in there with a Cody Rhodes. He'll be in there with a Roman Reigns. He'll be in there with a Styles and a Gunther. Maybe. If Styles is not retired. Randy Orton in the Royal Rumble is the more intriguing of the two options. I would rather him in the Royal Rumble with everybody else vying for the Rumble win than in a WWE Championship match where he's not going to win the championship. A WWE title match against Drew McIntyre that isn't really super exciting to begin with. I don't look at that as super duper exciting. Sami's the much better matchup. That's just a fact. Randy Orton in the Royal Rumble is the more intriguing of the two. I'd rather him in the Royal Rumble than Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's going to win tomorrow. This did really nothing to really enhance my interest going into tomorrow, Saturday night's main event. And no, Trick Williams is not going to win the match. It's way too early. They're only putting Trick Williams in this spot to have him mingle with the top guys. They're having him mingle with Sami Zayn, who's one of the more over guys on the roster. He's one of the biggest baby faces in the company. They're putting him in this match to mingle with a legend like Randy Orton. And he's in there with Damian Priest, who is a former World Heavyweight Champion in his own right. Priest is the one that looks out of place. Trick Williams actually fits more in this match than Damian Priest does. Damian Priest is only there because they needed to follow up on him beating Aleister Black. So what were they going to do? He had to be there anyway. Trick Williams is not going to win the world championship. He's not going to be close to the world champion at any point this year. And I do think that Trick Williams should be wrestling for the United States Championship as we get closer to WrestleMania. And I did mention, I'm going to mention this here. I mentioned this on Tuesday, and even the Solid Monster was impressed and actually quite liked my idea. I haven't heard anybody else run with it, so if you do hear anybody else run with it, you know where you heard it, because I mentioned it on Tuesday. Trick Williams, if they want him to be a mega heel, I honestly think debuting Powerhouse Hobbs as Trick Williams' muscle or Trick Williams' enforcer is the way to go. I think that would be a fantastic role for Powerhouse Hobbs, which apparently Hobbs is getting a name change. Powerhouse Hobbs is getting a name change upon entry into the WWE. He will not be Will Hobbs. He will not be Powerhouse Hobbs. He will not just simply be named Hobbs. They're giving him an actual new identity. And apparently the rumor is WWE trademarked the name Royce Keys for the new name for Powerhouse Hobbs. Royce apparently is the name of his 5-year-old son. What the Keys signifies or what the last name Keys means, I don't know. I have no idea. We'll wait for him to explain that to us because I'm sure that is a burning question on everybody's mind. What does the name signify? I don't have a problem with the name. Somehow this caused discourse on social media for whatever reason. Royce Keys. Oh, they're burying him already. Oh, they're fucking Will Hobbs up already. How the fuck do you know? Let the guy explain what the name means before we start burying it. And to be quite honest with you, social media always has a name discourse problem. But what they don't realize is that after 3 or 4 weeks, you're not going to give a shit what his name is, and it's going to be second nature to call him Royce Keys. I had a problem when they renamed Gunther. He was Walter and then named Gunther. I hated it. I said the same thing about Finn Balor. What the fuck is a Finn Balor? I can't look at them as anything else now. I can't. They did the same thing with Ricky Saints. I do think this, I genuinely do think this, though. With Ricky Saints, with Blake Monroe, I do think that in the essence of what they bring to the WWE, they are very much the same character as what we saw previously. But I do think changing the name has stifled them just a little bit because we knew them as one thing, and now they're not that one thing. They became Ricky Starks, and they became a Mariah May. Having to look at Ricky Starks and see Ricky Saints, having to look at Mariah May and call her Blake Monroe, it does a little bit take away from who they really are. It does affect them negatively just a little bit. It's not going to be a career killer. It's not going to be something they can't overcome, but I do think that all the equity that they have built up with the pro wrestling audience, that I do think it takes away a little bit from who they really are and what we know them as. Same thing is going to happen to Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys. But I promise you, you're going to call him Royce Keys by 3 or 4 weeks, and you're not even going to give a shit about who Powerhouse Hobbs was. I actually quite like it. I'm not really concerned about the name change. But I do think pairing him with Trick Williams is the way to go. Trick Williams comes out, he's dripping money, he looks like $1 million, he looks like a Hollywood fucking guy, right? He's got the fur coats, he's got the big chains, he's got the designer glasses, he's got the lemon pepper steppers. A muscle. I think a muscle for him would be an absolutely great heater. Now, I don't know if he's going to debut in the Royal Rumble or not. I would actually hold it off. Keep him off television until WrestleMania. Give me Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes at WrestleMania for the United States Championship in Las Vegas and have Trick Williams win the United States Championship due to the introduction of his new muscle. Royce Keys. I love it. Kathy Kelly, speaking of the Fatal 4-Way, the one who was not in the opening segment here, Randy Orton was interviewed by Kathy Kelly. She noted he chose to observe rather than get involved. Orton asked, what in the hell kind of question is that? He said in 2026, this is the year of the Viper, and he expects to win his 15th world title. I do think that he will win a world title this year. I do think so. He got worked up and says he's winning at Saturday night's main event, and then he's going on to the Royal Rumble to defeat Drew McIntyre with an RKO. I just told you why that's not going to happen. I don't think that's going to be the outcome. We got a clip airing of Carmelo Hayes earlier in the day coming across Ilya Dragunov. And he told Dragunov to keep his head up after last week's loss to Sami Zayn. Hayes told him the challenge is open for him tonight if he wants it for the United States Championship. Dragunov says he lost to Sami Zayn and now his chance is gone for the WWE Championship. He says he was beat up and he can't compete in the condition that he's in right now. He's got a black eye, he's bruised and battered. Hayes, he said that he should have thought about that. Dragunov revealed he wasn't serious and that he'd see him in the ring later for that United States Championship match. After Dragunov left, Miz walked in and asked, whatever happened to the time when people hated each other? Now everybody's like, oh, bro, I love you. You want the championship match? Go ahead, it's yours. He asked what Dragunov ever gave to him. The more you give these opportunities, the less prestigious the championship becomes. I mean, Miz is not lying. The Miz is not lying. Carmelo Hayes says, Dragunov gave me more of an opportunity than you ever did. And then he walked away. I would have been okay if Carmelo gave The Miz a United States Championship match tomorrow night at Saturday night's main event. I don't know why we can't stretch these 4-match cards to 5. Seriously. I would have much rather seen Melo versus Miz than AJ versus Nakamura. I may be in the minority in that. Quite honestly, I don't give a shit. United States Open Challenge kicks things off on Friday night. Carmelo Hayes defends once again against Ilya Dragunov. This was a very good match. I don't know if it was better than their first match. I'm going to go and say no. That doesn't mean this wasn't good. It just was not as good as the first match that we got when Melo actually won the championship. So they opened things up. Dragunov countered a very early first 48 attempts. Keep that name and that move in mind. The first 48. Dragunov countered the first 48 early. Carmelo eventually got the upper hand with some chops to Dragunov's chest. Dragunov avoided the last chop and connected with a German suplex and kept the pressure and the offense on Carmelo Hayes. Dragunov then chopped down his foe here, kept the hold on Carmelo. Hayes muscled his way out of a waistlock and avoided a Constantine special. He tried for a springboard clothesline. Carmelo dodged that. They ended up double down as Hayes and Dragunov go into a picture-in-picture break. Both of them down on the mat. We come back from commercial. Dragunov floored Hayes in the corner with a running lariat. Both men are now on the apron. Dragunov, he starts beating up Hayes against the steel ring post before he went into the ring and suplexed him into the ring. Dragunov transitions into a chin lock on Carmelo, slows things down. Carmelo, he starts fighting out of it and dropped Dragunov with a back suplex. Dragunov then slammed Hayes and hit a senton for a near fall. Dragunov tried for a pile driver. Hayes got out of that. He delivered the springboard clothesline, which has become one of his trademark maneuvers. He goes for a cover off the springboard clothesline. He only gets a 2 count. Both men got back to their feet and gave each other some stiff shots, despite being completely just knocked out. They're kind of wobbly in the ring. They're on spaghetti legs. Hayes caught Dragunov with a back elbow right to the face, which staggered him. Dragunov then came back with a series of chops and then followed with a boot to the face. Hayes hit the bounce back with a boot, followed by his La Mystica for a near fall. Dragunov then blocked a suplex attempt by Carmelo and then hit him in the back with some stiff elbows. Hayes comes back. He got blasted by the Constantine special. Carmelo kicked out at a 2 count after the Constantine special. Now Hayes is in the corner. He's trapped. Dragunov is looking for a coast-to-coast, but Hayes tried to block it with the first 48. So Dragunov caught Carmelo in the first 48, and he caught him and slammed him down with another slam and another near fall. So we go into a second commercial break. We come back from the final break of this match. Hayes is on the top rope, and Dragunov is looking for a big move. The two are fighting for position with some hard chops. Carmelo, he got the upper hand. He attempted an avalanche move. It was blocked by Dragunov, who struck Carmelo in the chest and lifted him from the apron into a deadlift superplex. So they both rolled to the apron again after the superplex, and they trade shots again, back and forth. Dragunov lifted Hayes on his shoulders. That got countered by Hayes. Hayes then hit a swinging suplex cutter on the apron, and they both land on the outside. Hayes rolled Dragunov into the ring, and he goes right up to the top rope, and Dragunov recovered pretty quickly here and caught Hayes with a Death Valley driver in the corner. He only gets a 2 count. That was the closest 2 count of the match. Hayes kicked out and saved his championship. Hayes is still down. Dragunov is going up to the top rope. All of a sudden, we see the Miz emerge from out of nowhere, and Miz tripped up Dragunov on the top rope. This allowed Hayes to hit first 48 for the win. So the Miz knocked Dragunov off the apron, or off the top rope. He falls into the ring. Carmelo was there ready and waiting for first 48. And Dragunov's sell job on the first 48 was fucking magnificent. So he hit the first 48. Dragunov flipped backwards, landed flat on his back, and he went for a cover, did Hayes 1, 2, 3, and that was it. That was it. Now, I know a lot of people are looking at The Miz and looking at him ruining the match. Why would they send The Miz out there to ruin what was a great match? Why couldn't they give Carmelo the clean win over Dragunov? They didn't want Carmelo beating Dragunov clean again. We've already seen that. They didn't want Dragunov to lose clean after losing to Sami Zayn last week. You don't want to start beating this guy just for the sake of it. At some point, you got to protect him. He's going to be a major player this year. And you want to keep him as a major player. Carmelo retained the championship because of The Miz, because The Miz is eventually going to get a shot at the United States Championship. Melo told him in the back, you say that he mentioned something about Dragunov. What did Miz told Hayes? What did Dragunov ever do to you or for you that you're giving him another championship match? And Carmelo told him, well, Dragunov has done more than you ever did for me. So The Miz made him eat his own words. The Miz showed up. He knocked Dragunov off the top rope. He helped Carmelo retain the championship. So now he showed Carmelo that he did something for him. But Carmelo was upset because he gifted that match to Dragunov. And he wanted to give Dragunov another shot at the title. Because he's a competitor and he's the defending champion. He's a babyface. So he was obviously upset at The Miz for helping him with the asterisk next to his name now, winning over Dragunov tonight. Now, I don't know if that's eventually going to lead to a championship match between these two. I mean, it's a long time coming. I don't think they've had their one-on-one match. They've been paired and linked together. Melo went on to do this great thing and win the title and have these great matches every week. The Miz hasn't really done anything, and they didn't really put a bow on this storyline between Miz and Melo. So I'm assuming we're going to get that at some point. Maybe they'll have something in the Royal Rumble. Maybe there'll be an interaction in the Royal Rumble. Maybe Miz will eliminate Melo in the Rumble and then kind of work his way into a United States Championship opportunity. But you got to protect Dragunov. So they basically used the line of, well, he's done more for me than you ever have, Miz. And they had Miz kind of throw that back in his face tonight as it leads to a potential match between the two. That's why they did what they did. But Dragunov and Melo work very well together. I mean, this is their second time on the main roster. They had a feud for the NXT title down in NXT. They were going great. 16 minutes. This was a good follow-up to what we got a few weeks back when Melo actually beat Dragunov for the United States title. That was a fucking great match. This did not come close to that. It was good, but it wasn't as good as their first match. Cody Rhodes. The interview with Michael Cole that was interrupted by Jacob Fatu. Cody is sitting down with Michael Cole. And Michael Cole asked Cody for his thoughts on losing the WWE title. Cody says he didn't want to talk about losing it. He wanted to talk about how he plans on regaining the championship. Michael Cole cut him off and said, okay. He takes on the man Saturday night that cost him the WWE championship. Cody says he respects Cole for having to ask him that and probably already knows the answer. Jacob Fatu barges on into the interview where this did not even become much of an interview. It became a therapy session for Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu because they've had a lot of tension lately and they had a lot of shit that they needed to get off their chests to one another. So Michael Cole got up. This was not about the interview. This was about face-to-face with Jacob Fatu. Nick Aldis and 2 referees followed behind because they needed to maintain some sense of order here. They didn't want things to get out of hand. Cody asked Fatu to sit down and to tell him what he wants to tell him. Fatu says his concern was Drew McIntyre because he kicked his teeth down his throat. So right there, Jacob Fatu gave you the answer as to who attacked him and wrote him off television. It was Drew McIntyre who kicked his teeth down his throat. He says he was locked in. He said he then had to be the hero, Cody, and put his hands on him, Jacob Fatu. He says it had him thinking. Cody cut him off and said, okay, it looked more like acting, not thinking. And your acting cost me the WWE Championship. He says he was acting, not thinking, which is what got you put in prison in the first place. So Cody went below the belt here and made it personal. So Cody not only put his hands on Jacob Fatu when he really shouldn't have put his hands on Jacob Fatu because Jacob Fatu was solely in that match, in that moment, taking out Drew McIntyre. If Cody didn't touch Jacob Fatu, I don't think we would be here in this situation right now, and there would be no problem between Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. Cody Rhodes might be standing here as the WWE champion, legitimately. But then Cody goes below the belt. Not only did he put his hands on Jacob Fatu, which prompted Fatu to get back at Cody, because once you do that, you become an instant threat. Now he's going below the belt and saying, well, it was your acting that got you put in prison for the first time, and then the second time. Fatu stood and said nobody knows anything about him. He says he was locked down in 2016. He was then locked down in 2018 again. He has 7 kids, no job at that point. He says he almost got fired before he got hired. He says he isn't complaining. I genuinely wonder what he means by he almost got fired before he got hired. I don't know what that means. Maybe they're trying to blur the lines there. Maybe something really happened that we weren't privy to. Curious about what that line means. He almost got fired before he got hired. He says he isn't complaining, and those choices made him a better man, and now he's standing in front of him tonight. Cody stood and says he's not the WWE champion. And this is all Jacob Fatu's fault. If Jacob Fatu didn't interject himself into Cody's business, the match tomorrow night between Cody and Fatu would be for the WWE Championship. Fatu said as he saw it, Drew was already out of the door before he stepped in front of him. Cody said Fatu has never been in a title match, but he seems to have everything about his title match figured out. Fatu asked Cody if he thinks he's like every other Samoan he faced. He says they don't make him like me anymore. He said people think he's a loose cannon without control. He calmed down and said, nah, trust me, I'm very much in control. And then he told Cody, you should think about that before we wrestle tomorrow night. I thought the face-to-face was very good between these two. This was a good first step in the feud between Cody and Jacob Fatu. WWE may be going with Cody and a Samoan. It just might not be named Roman Reigns. We still very well could get Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes could win the WWE Championship before we get to WrestleMania, only to defend it against Roman Reigns, who wins the Royal Rumble. We don't know. Roman Reigns is my pick to win the Royal Rumble. I think Roman Reigns will win the Royal Rumble. I'm going with that. I genuinely think Roman Reigns is going to be in a championship match against either Cody, Drew, or Punk at WrestleMania. There's no other choice for Roman Reigns. Zero. But I do think that having Cody and Fatu pick up the pieces where Cody and Roman left off, with Cody battling someone else in the family like Jacob Fatu, is a great step forward. Jacob Fatu is not there yet. That doesn't mean I don't see Jacob Fatu as a world champion. Creative, story, character development, and TV presentation all need to be taken into consideration to get this guy as a believable main event WrestleMania act. He's not there yet. This promo was a great first step. Tomorrow night against Cody Rhodes is going to be a great showcase as to why people want to see him in the main event. I personally am not there yet. You may already be there. But with the opening start of this show, and I clearly went over why I'm not there yet based off his 2025, which was less than eventful. I'm not there yet. You can't sit there and chime in and tell me I'm a hater or I'm this or I'm that. I don't know this, I don't know that. That's just the way that I watch my pro wrestling. Jacob Fatu is fantastic at A, B, C, D, and E. But he's not presented as a main event guy yet. The audience doesn't look at him as a main event guy yet. How do you get him to be a main event guy in the eyes of the audience? Tomorrow is going to be a great first step. Tomorrow is going to be a great showcase. Tonight was a great first step. I thought what they did was great. The intensity was there. Cody, his explanation as to why he's upset was great. Jacob Fatu, calming his nerves and trying to calm his emotions as Cody went below the belt, being the veteran. He knows how to get under people's skin, does Cody Rhodes. I thought the intensity and the vibe of the entire interview was spot on. I thought this was easily the best thing of the entire show. We go into hour two. Chelsea Green and Alba Fire cross paths with Jordynne Grace backstage. Chelsea told Jordynne Grace she is a star who deserves a platform to shine on. She offered her a position as a slagent of the Secret Hervis. God, does that sound fucking awful. The Secret Hervis stuff is fucking awful. It's not funny, it's not creative, and it's very much overstayed its welcome. She said she could accompany her tonight as she wrestles Jade Cargill. So, Jordan said, Jade Cargill, say no more. I'll see you out there. Jade Cargill goes one-on-one with Chelsea Green. Alba Fire was out there. Jordynne Grace was out there. This match went 3 minutes. If you're a Chelsea Green fan, seeing Chelsea wrestle for 3 minutes should greatly upset you. Green jumped into Cargill on the outside as apparently Jade was distracted by Jordan's presence on the outside. Cargill powered out of Chelsea's offense, slammed her down, and starts stomping away at Chelsea in the corner. Cargill dropped Chelsea on the back, followed by a fall-away slam. She then hits another fall-away slam, which sent Chelsea rolling out of the ring. Cargill threw Chelsea into the ring and started talking trash to Jordynne Grace at ringside. This gave Chelsea an opening with a dropkick from the top rope, followed by some double knees to the back of Jade's neck as she laid against the ropes. Chelsea tried for the unpretty her. That got reversed. She went for a rope-assisted pin, but Cargill kicked out. Jade comes back, drops Chelsea with a powerbomb, and she fights off this Jade. She fights off Alba Fire from the apron, who jumped up to distract. Cargill told Grace to watch this, and she finished Chelsea off in 3 minutes with Jaded. After the match, Grace said that Cargill's match had no point other than showing her strength in non-title matches. Grace then declared for the Women's Royal Rumble, and she said she'd see Cargill on the other side. Grace then challenged Cargill to a fight right there in Montreal. Jade Cargill obviously backed away, and did not offer up a match to Jordynne Grace. Chad, are you interested in Jade Cargill and Jordynne Grace at all? I don't know. See, this is the product. This is the problem. This is the product of WWE not supplying this women's division with enough credible threats. Hopefully that changes after the Royal Rumble. This is the product of WWE not supplying this women's division with enough credible threats for Jade Cargill, where she has now not defended her championship going on 90 days plus. That's a terrible statistic. And not a gimmick you should really want to be running with. Because it just exposes how awful the division is and exposes Jade as one of the worst champions of the modern era. She's done nothing. You basically put the championship on her because you wanted to take it off Tiffany so that you can start building Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair for WrestleMania, which we all know is eventually going to happen. Whether that means Bianca wins the championship or not, I certainly hope so, because the division is fucking suffering with Jade as its champion. They only put the belt on her to, A, take it off Tiffany, and so that they could make Jade look more important than she really is. And to be quite honest with you, she's still not a factor, even as the women's champion. But that doesn't mean as soon as you get the one credible name that joins the roster from NXT that we immediately start building a feud and a title match between Jordynne Grace and Jade Cargill. How is that going to end for Jordynne Grace? Why would you put her in a position to get called up and immediately start feuding with the champion over the championship only to lose? There's nothing there that, again, in this time and day and era, you got to put a lot of effort into making the fans care. There's nothing about Jordynne Grace that is going to emotionally connect the viewer and the fan to what she does. She's just another woman's wrestler on the roster that is incredibly well put together, that has no fucking charisma and no character. And I love Jordynne Grace. I think she's fucking great. What she does in the ring is better than most of the roster. But what makes her stand out? What makes her special? WWE is giving you all Jordynne Grace in the ring because she's a great wrestler, and we really haven't seen what she's even capable of because she's done nothing. What makes her stand out? They haven't really shown you anything. So when Jade comes out, nobody gets a reaction. She gets no reaction. Nobody gives her any sort of reaction because they haven't done anything. They haven't put anything into her title reign. When Jordynne Grace comes out, not only does her theme music fucking blow, it's awful. Then she hits the ring. No character, no charisma, no attitude. Why should I care? What makes her so special compared to everybody else? You've already set this woman up for failure. The crowd isn't reacting. I don't understand how they don't acknowledge that. They don't see it. So putting her in a match, putting her in a feud with Jade Cargill when both characters are completely ice cold is going to be as counterproductive as fuck. This division is terrible. You can add all the talent in the world. After the Royal Rumble, this could be the greatest fucking division on the planet. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Jordynne Grace, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair. You can call up JC Jane. You can call up Lola Vice. You can call up Sol Ruka. You could put all these women on the fucking Friday Night brand. You can sit there and look at all the talent on this roster. What good is the fucking talent if the creative team behind this talent is dog shit? I feel bad for Jordynne Grace. She's a lot better than WWE is presenting her right now. A lot better. She has not translated well to the main roster at all. WWE Tag Team Championships, the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy versus the MFTs, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. Are you guys interested in any of this? WWE on the same show. This is how fucking boring their writing is. And this is something we've complained about a few times now. And this is something in regards to the Wyatt Six and the MFT's feud, something that we've complained about. The whole crux of this storyline is, A, the tag team titles. Fine. Everybody should be vying for the tag team championships. It's the biggest accomplishment in this division. The men's tag team championships. That's fine. That's fine. But what you don't understand is that the tag team championships lose value when there is no other team in the division to have competing for those tag team championships. What happened to this great, robust, talented division? Remember going into SummerSlam, how many teams were vying for these tag team championships? Where are these teams? Where is this division? All we've seen are the MFTs and the Wyatt Six. How can you call this a division when you're solely focusing on a 3-hour fucking show, solely focusing on two teams who don't have any other matches to compete over or compete against, any other teams to compete against? How can you call this a competitive division if these are the only two teams that you're featuring on your Friday night 3-hour program? So sure, it's for the tag team championships, which should be the fucking bane of everybody's fucking storyline. But then it goes a step further. Faction warfare. Who's the biggest faction? Who's the most dominating faction on Friday Night SmackDown? I'd love to fucking care. You got one group who's dressed in fucking Halloween costumes that don't do anything but speak in fucking riddles with a VHS fucking vibe to them like they're out of Stranger Things. And then the other guys, you got 5 guys dressed in fucking clown makeup because they're Samoan or Tongans with one Samoan leading them, thinking that it makes them a lot more better as characters. Oh, we don't want to put any character development into the MFTs, but we'll put this scary face paint on them. That'll really show the fans how important they are. Meanwhile, we don't know a single fucking thing about Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Tala Tonga, and JC Mateo. The WWE have done a piss poor job of making me care about any of these characters. Uncle Howdy. The only people that we care about out of all of these guys is Uncle Howdy because he's Bo Dallas. He's Bray Wyatt's brother. And maybe Eric Rowan because he was a part of the original Wyatt family. That is the only two out of everybody else on this fucking this match. The only two out of all these guys in this match that we physically and emotionally care about. Outside that, I can't be bothered to care. What has WWE done to make you care about Dexter Lumis? What has WWE done to make you care about Joe Gacy? As far as I'm concerned, they're just two fucking guys who wear masks. What has WWE done to make you care about Nikki Cross? She looks like she should be working as the fucking cashier at Spirit of Halloween. Who gives a shit? You got a fucking dead women's division. You got this woman parading around in a fucking white gown and a scary mask like she should be a fucking a villain in a slasher flick. What a waste of a fucking talent. What has WWE done to make you care about these guys? Then you got the MFTs. Solo Sikoa. The only reason why we care about Solo Sikoa is because he's related to Roman, Jimmy, and Jay. That's it. His character's developed a little bit more over the year. He's a little bit more comfortable in his own skin. But they surrounded him with 4 guys who are fucking absolute charisma vacuums. Tama Tonga looks great. Who the fuck is he? Tala Tonga, he's tall. Who is he? JC Mateo, one of the fucking most gifted athletes in the world of pro wrestling. Took him, changed his name, put face paint on him, and he's just like everybody else. Worthless. Who is he? Why do I care? And Tonga Loa. The only reason why people care about Tonga Loa is because they make him laugh. And he's in a botch compilation every now and then because He's just fucking clueless. Tag team titles on the line. Fantastic. Faction warfare. Who's the strongest of them all? Fantastic. The cherry on top of this bullshit Sunday. Oh my God. The Wyatt Six. They had their lanterns stolen, JD. Do you realize that WWE Creative has 2 storylines ongoing on this program where the storyline revolves around theft of an item? Do you realize that? First, it's Uncle Howdy's lantern, because the Wyatts had their lantern stolen by Solo Sikoa. And Candice LeRae stole Axiom's mask. You don't hold WWE accountable enough. What is with this company? What is with these bookers, these writers, these producers, these agents, these suits and ties? What is it with this second grade level garbage? This is what you constitute as a pro wrestling story? Oh, but the lantern has symbolism to family. Motherfucker, all I see and all anybody else sees is a fucking confiscation of a fucking item that was lifted from one group to the next. How do you call that a story? I don't understand it. What symbolism does the lantern have that I should care about the fucking lantern? How am I emotionally connected to the fucking lantern? Why would I care about a fucking lantern that I could go to fucking Home Depot and buy for $40? How am I going to find that to be the most interesting aspect of the entire fucking story? Why is the lantern important? What does he need the lantern for? Is he blind? Does he sleep with it at night as his fucking nightlight? What's the reason? What is the reason? Instead of speaking to me in fucking code, why don't you speak to me like a fucking human being and tell me what the reason the lantern is so important? These guys debuted last year, the Wyatt Six. Everybody was so hype. Oh my God, look at this. The presentation's going to be great. I said, from the word go, please do not fuck it up. Don't. Give these guys a backstory. Give these guys a meaning. Give these guys a reason and a way to emotionally connect to the audience. Don't have these guys go out there, cut these riddles and these fucking promos riddled with code, QR codes. Have them go out there and not tell a proper story. All you look at them as 5 freaks. 5 freaks paying homage to Bray Wyatt. Yet, I don't know how you look at it and are happy with the way creative has treated this homage to Bray Wyatt. The division is fucking dead. DIY, dead. Motor City Machine Guns, dead. Ray Phoenix, take a pick. Who hasn't he teamed with on the fucking main roster? Where are the Street Profits? Once upon a time, Nick Khan says, oh, we don't take anybody off TV and just bench them. Where are the Street Profits? Where is the rest of this division? Talk about boring. We'll pick it up after the commercial break. Solo Sikoa is working over Dexter Lumis. I know, exciting. He's in the corner, running hip attack. Solo tried again for the hip attack. Lumis dodged. Took out Sikoa, grounded him, back suplex. Both guys are crawling to their corners to make the tag. Gacy got a hot tag from Lumis, comes in, and Solo tags in Tama. So we get Gacy and Tama Tonga. Gacy hits a handspring clothesline after hitting a back suplex on Sikoa. Suplex into powerbomb by the Wyatt Six. Solo broke up the pin. We're on the outside. Gacy got thrown into the barricade by Solo. And Solo gets taken up by a cannonball flip by Dexter Lumis. Tonga Loa tried to get involved because, of course, he did. Eric Rowan took him out. JC Mateo comes in with a massive running crossbody, takes out Eric Rowan. Tola Tonga comes over. He emerges from the back with the lantern in his possession. Mateo provided some backup as Tola Tonga knocked Eric Rowan down with a big boot. He then threw Rowan over the barricade. Uncle Howdy locked in the mandible claw on Tola Tonga. Sikoa comes over and hits Uncle Howdy in the face with a Samoan spike. Referee's back was turned because, of course, it was. Solo hits Loomis with the lantern, which allowed Tama Tonga to hit his hidden blade, or what he calls his cutthroat, for the 1-2-3. And the MFTs are the new WWE Tag Team Champions. This was fucking boring. So now what? Who do the MFTs feud with now that they're the tag team champions? Do we go right back to the Wyatt Six because they got screwed over because Solo used the lantern? What's the story? All because the Wyatt Six lost the titles. Does that mean now that you're going to care about them getting the championships back? I didn't care about them winning the championship for the first time. What makes you think I'm going to care about them getting their revenge, getting their lantern back, and getting back the tag team titles? Where are we going with these guys now as the tag team champions? Where? I'd love for someone to create this fucking roadmap of where this division's going, because all I see is nothing but carnage and fucking disaster coming to Friday night. There's no fucking division. Yet I'm not supposed to complain and critique the show because I'm nothing more than a fan with a podcast and I don't know anything. Gee, I wonder why Montreal, of all fucking towns, which is a great wrestling city, was fucking bored! MFT Wyatt 6 garbage is nothing more than a fucking SmackDown vortex. It's fucking awful. Get rid of it. Nick Aldis met with AJ Styles. AJ's on SmackDown. They made a big deal about AJ answering Nick Aldis' phone call and invited him to SmackDown. Before we get to that, R-Truth walked in. He asked to put his balls on the line in the Royal Rumble. It's nice to know that R-Truth got all over that WWE Unreal show, and they made a big deal about him not being given a contract. They were going to let him walk, only to bring him back, treat him serious for about 3 weeks, for them only to go back and give us nothing more than comedy R-Truth. Still running with R-Truth handing Nick Aldis his British balls. God, this fucking writing team needs to be blown up. Absolutely needs to be blown up. So, that was his way of declaring for the Royal Rumble. R-Truth will be in the Royal Rumble. AJ Styles walked in. Aldis told Truth that he'll sleep well tonight knowing that his balls are in his good hands. Not funny. Styles asked what he was talking about. Aldis told him, don't worry about it. He asked if Styles is sure. Is AJ sure he wants to put his career on the line against Gunther at the Royal Rumble? Styles said, yes, I am sure. He said Cena went out like a man on a Shield, and Gunther's disrespect after he retired John Cena pissed him off. So he's not going to get Gunther to decide when his career ends. Nakamura walked in. And this is the real reason why Nick Aldis invited AJ Styles to SmackDown. Nakamura walked in and asked why he's willing to lose everything. Styles says if he doesn't step up to Gunther now, then he's already lost. Nakamura told him, why don't you prove yourself and prove that you're ready for the Royal Rumble against me on Saturday night's main event? Prove to me that you are still phenomenal. Styles asked Aldis if he has room for it on the card. Gee, let me look at the launch sheet with the 3 fucking matches that we have announced. Let me see if I could squeeze in this AJ Styles Nakamura match. Aldis says, yes, I do. For Styles and Nakamura, absolutely. It's official. Oh, my God. It wasn't good then. It's not going to be any good now. The less I see of Shinsuke Nakamura, the better, quite honestly. What a waste of AJ Styles, huh? Some part of me, a small part of me, was hoping that Nick Aldis would convince AJ that this is not the right move to put his career on the line. No, but they're running with it. They're running with it. Nathan Frazier. He went one-on-one with Johnny Gargano. This was actually very good. Outside of Carmelo and Dragunov, this was easily the best thing on the show, wrestling-wise. Nathan Frazier is trying to get back Axiom's mask because Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae stole the mask. Gee, I wonder why Tommaso Ciampa didn't want to come back and re-sign with the WWE, seeing that his best friend is in a fucking storyline over a stolen lucha mask. Frazier worked over Gargano's arm, and then he used the float over to transition into a front face lock. Frazier came back using his speed and his athleticism, hits an arm drag on Gargano. He's now focusing on the arm. We go into a commercial break, but before the break, Gargano countered Frazier, and he goes right into the top turnbuckle, does Frazier, before he pushed him out of the ring and right into the ringside barricade. So we come back from the break. Frazier caught Gargano with an enziguri, followed by a springboard reverse DDT. Frazier began to build momentum with some strikes to the face, followed by a springboard axe handle. Frazier maintained the attack with an impressive rolling dodge, and then he hit a running sling blade. Off the top rope, Frazier dropped down on Gargano with a frog splash for a 2 count. Gargano rolled out of the ring. Frazier launched himself over the top rope with a splash. He then goes back up top and tried for the Phoenix splash, but Gargano moved out of the way and Frazier missed. The two then trade kicks to each other's faces. Gargano blocked the springboard moonsault with a kick as he hit a modified fisherman's driver for a near fall. That was really good. Gargano headed up top, which gave Frazier enough time because Gargano got up there very slowly. Frazier, this was enough time for him to hit a superplex, followed by a swinging neck breaker, but it wasn't enough to get the victory. Only a 2 count. So Frazier goes back up top. Candice LeRae got on the apron and provided a distraction for him to miss the splash. Outside the ring, Axiom snuck from behind Candice and put the mask on her. The mask that they've been wanting to get back. He put the mask on her instead of taking it, which would have been just as suitable of a distraction. Took the mask, put it on her face, which caused her to blindly attack Gargano instead of Nathan Frazier. So she accidentally hit her own husband. Frazier got the roll-up, or Johnny Gargano, rather. We got the loss here. Nathan Frazier beats Johnny Gargano via pinfall because of Candice LeRae's miscue. So with Axiom putting the mask on Candice, she accidentally hit her husband, which caused Frazier to roll up Gargano for the win. After the match, LeRae got the stolen mask back and ran off with it, and Axiom looked like two geeks standing in the ring. These two guys, they were the best tag team in NXT. Some people were calling them the best tag team in the world. And you have them on Friday Night SmackDown fighting over a stolen lucha mask. Axiom was wearing a mask. Axiom has several other masks. What makes this mask so special that Axiom needs this mask back? Because I see Axiom come out with a different mask every fucking week. What is so important about this mask that Candice LeRae has in her possession? Can someone tell me? Can someone fill me in on what the fucking the thing is with this mask? Why do we have two storylines on this 3-hour program that revolve around theft? He got the mask back, but decided to put the mask on Candice to help his teammate win the match. So he's got the mask, and then he gets the mask stolen again as she runs away. A woman wearing 6-inch heel boots, running away. You don't go and chase Candice LeRae down. You stand there with your hands in your fucking balls, and you got this expression on of, oh man, we got our masks stolen. What do we do now, Nathan? The match itself was fine because Nathan Frazier's fucking great. Johnny Gargano's great when they're allowed to wrestle. But the substance, the context in which they are wrestling in is dog shit. Dog shit. Drew McIntyre. Normally, Drew McIntyre speaks, and he's a great promo. This wasn't a bad promo. But this was more of just setting the Fatal 4-Way up and listing everybody in the Fatal 4-Way and potentially going over who he could wrestle at the Royal Rumble for the WWE title. Drew McIntyre made his entrance. Cole said Drew sure loves being a champion. Drew said it's been 3 decades since the Montreal Canadiens won the Stanley Cup. So now they at least have a champion they can be proud of. He then said he was delighted to see Cody and Jacob Fatu earlier. He says he can't wait to see them tear each other limb from limb. He said Cody goes to the back of the line and has to beat 29 other men in the Royal Rumble. Good luck with that, fella. Drew then talked about the Fatal 4-Way match at Saturday Night's Main Event with Trick Williams, Damian Priest, Randy Orton, and little Sami Zayn. He said he waited a year of his life with Priest, or wasted a year of his life with Damian Priest. And if he sees him at the Rumble, he's going to end Damian Priest's career. He said Orton can't get the job done when it counts anymore. Sami Zayn, he's got a whole country behind him. He says he is concerned about disappointing his little son. He says his son has been disappointed in him from the first moment he opened his eyes and realized that Sami Zayn was his father. Trick Williams, good luck, young kid. Good luck. He had nothing bad to say about Trick Williams. He basically, you might not have noticed it, but Drew McIntyre gave Trick Williams the rub. Fans booed over the Sami Zayn line. He says whoever faces him at the Rumble will need all the luck they can get. This promo really didn't do anything but set up who could potentially challenge Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. He covered all his opponents. He made some snide remarks towards the people he don't like. He put over Trick Williams. And he paid attention to Sami. He said the most about Sami. The WWE is giving you clues as to where they're going. Sami got the start of the show. He got the hometown reaction. Sami was mentioned here in the way Drew McIntyre mentioned him here. Drew McIntyre made him the guy without actually saying it. He mentioned Sami in a way where he wants Sami to win this match most because he wants to embarrass Sami Zayn and he wants to cast disappointment on Sami Zayn. And then we saw Sami and Drew McIntyre for the comments that he made here later in the show, right before the main event. Sami saw him in the hallway and slapped the shit out of him. Slapped the taste out of his mouth for the comments he made about him and his son. Sami Zayn's going to win tomorrow night at Saturday Night's Main Event. It's going to be a hometown pop, a hometown reaction. The good guy's going to win in his hometown, and Sami's going to Saudi Arabia where he's the most over guy on the roster in Saudi, and he's going to get a WWE Championship match. That's the way it's going to end up. And like I said before, Sami and Drew is the better match. It's not going to be Randy Orton. There's only 2 logical winners here. It's Sami or Randy. Sami's the better match. Randy creates the most intrigue in the Royal Rumble, being that he'll be in there with Cody and everybody else. Randy and Cody. Randy and Roman. Randy and Fatu. And everybody else that's in that match. Sami Zayn's going to be the number 1 contender. They show Trick Williams confronting Rey Fenix backstage. Trick predicted that he's going to be on the path to becoming WWE champion. And when he does, Rey Fenix can get the first crack at being the world champion. The fact that they have Rey Fenix on this show, and this is the most that they do with Rey Fenix, come on, man. You got to do more with Rey Fenix than that. You got to. Kathy Kelly interviewed Kit Wilson backstage and asked why is he triggering Matt Cardona so much? Why do you have a problem with Matt Cardona? He said someone has to clean up the toxic masculinity in the locker room. He said too many in the locker room walk around never questioning themselves. Cardona walked in and asked, "What is wrong with you?" Wilson says it's his precisely trimmed beard, his chiseled jaw, and his beef shoulders. Cardona said it sounds like he was complimenting him. Wilson said men like him don't have accountability and expect the world to bend around him. Cardona says he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he'll see him in the ring. Wilson said he predictably chose violence. So let me get this straight, because this is the way that I interpret it. Kit Wilson is upset at Matt Cardona because Matt Cardona looks like a man. Is that what we're going with? Are we now creating a storyline out of a character in Kit Wilson who's a man, chastising how Matt Cardona looks because Matt Cardona looks like a professional wrestler? You know, it's going to be really telling who in the community is going to like this and not. This is fucking garbage. How anybody looks at this in a redeeming way whatsoever or an entertaining way whatsoever. This is a waste of Cardona's time. A complete waste of Cardona's time. The only thing toxic here is the fucking creative on this show. Not the masculinity that Matt Cardona exudes to everybody else. Who doesn't want to be Matt Cardona? He's worth millions and he's got a hot wife. Who doesn't want to be like Matt Cardona? You fucking kidding me? Nia Jax, Lash Legend, against Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Julia, and Kiana James. This was the worst thing on the entire show. I'm going to say it once, and I'll probably say it again until I see some change. Lash Legend is not ready for the main roster, chat. She's not. This was brutal. This was brutal to sit through. I don't know how you look at Lash Legend and say, oh, she's ready for the main roster. Why did you bring her up if she's not there yet? That's what I want to know. What makes Lash Legend more ready than Lola Vice? What makes Lash Legend more ready than Sol Ruka? What makes Lash Legend more ready than Jada Parker? Or Fallon Henley? Or Tatum Paxley? JC Jane, who's been down there for fucking 10 years now. Not even a fan of JC Jane, but she's fucking better than Lash Legend. Can someone tell me? Genuinely curious. This was fucking brutal. She's clearly not ready for the main roster. Then I see people chastising Charlotte Flair. Did Charlotte have a good night? No. Charlotte did not have a good night. I don't know what the fuck was going on with Charlotte Flair. I don't know what's going on there. But when you have Charlotte Flair in the ring with Nia Jax and Lash Legend and Kiana James, who's a rookie, let's be real. What do you expect Charlotte to do when everybody in the ring is inferior to Charlotte Flair? What would you like her to do? What would you like her to do in that moment with 5 other women? We know Charlotte can wrestle. What would you like her to do? Here I am sticking up for Charlotte Flair. What would you like her to do? All you need to do is look at the crossbody block that Charlotte Flair attempted off the top rope. What would you like her to do? Lash Legend, comically, her selling is fucking putrid. She gets up, she's like, dazed. I mean, you can tell a good sell from a bad sell. Lash Legend's selling is fucking garbage. She gets up fucking dazed and she's dancing around. Charlotte Flair goes off the top rope for a cross-body block. Lash Legend is falling backwards before Charlotte Flair even touches her off the top rope. Again, I ask, what would you like Charlotte Flair to do when she's in the ring with inexperience? Now, I expected Lash Legend and Nia Jax to win this match because Creative seemingly forgot, which I guess is a good thing. Creative seemingly forgot that they beat the Kabuki Warriors a few weeks back when the Kabuki Warriors were still tag team champions. They got a clean win over the tag team champions, which in WWE's mind, you beat the champions, you get a championship match. But I guess being that the Kabuki Warriors are not the tag team champions anymore, that championship opportunity that was a few weeks ago is no longer. They got to earn it again. I thought Lash Legend and Nia Jax were going to win. Thank God they didn't. So WWE went with the one thing that honestly was the right decision by default because Charlotte and Alexa are boring and Nia Jax and Lash Legend are just fucking terrible. Kiana James and Julia are the number one contenders for the tag team championships. You know why I'm excited about that? Because we get Julia and Io in the same ring. The less I talk about this, the better. This was fucking awful. I don't know why we give so much time to this fucking absolute nonsensical shit that is just completely... bro, you get a better match on fucking Juggalo Championship Wrestling than you do here. How is that possible? How? Kiana James and Julia win. I can't even begin to tell you. Kiana James still needs a lot of work. I can't even begin to tell you how far advanced she is over Lash Legend. I swear to God. Kiana James looks like a pro wrestler. She moves like a pro wrestler. She bumps like a pro wrestler. And she delivers moves like a pro wrestler. She needs to just get more experience and call a match and get that veteran presence about her. Lash Legend has none of that. Yet I'm to believe, because she's Lash Legend, then she looks like a fucking super athlete, that she deserves a spot on the main roster, when I just named you 7 other women on NXT that belong on the main roster more so than Lash Legend does. Please tell me when I'm telling any sort of lie here. Sami Zayn. He's backstage with Damian Priest. He wanted to clear the air that he had no problem with Damian Priest, but Trick Williams was the one he had a problem with. Sami Zayn volunteered to watch the match and have Priest back out there. That was rejected when Priest told him, Sami, you have a bad habit of getting into other people's business. I don't need you out there. This is my match. Sami Zayn says, all right, I'll see you when I see you. He walks down the hallway. He was staring at something or someone. Come to find out, Sami Zayn walked towards Drew McIntyre. Without saying a word, Sami Zayn slapped McIntyre in the face in response to what he said about his son earlier in the night. AJ was approached by Cody Rhodes backstage, who wished him the best of luck in his match against Gunther. He entered his bus, and his tour bus was defaced with a picture of Drew McIntyre holding the WWE Championship taped to the window. And on this picture, it said that he's the real American dream. Gotta love Drew McIntyre, man. Gotta love Drew McIntyre. He is a master troll, even on the show. Love it. Saturday night's main event, looking like this. 4 matches announced. Women's tag team titles will be on the line. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defend against Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. AJ Styles battles Shinsuke Nakamura. Cody Rhodes battles Jacob Fatu. And a fatal 4-way. The winner of this match gets Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. Randy Orton versus Trick Williams versus Damian Priest versus Sami Zayn. 4 matches. So exciting. Julia and Kiana James were interviewed about their victory and the chances of them becoming tag team champions. Kiana outlined that it was part of the plan that would see Julia become a triple champion as she would be Women's United States Champion, one half of the Tag Team Champions, and a World Champion when she wins the Royal Rumble. Yeah, no. She's not winning the Tag Team titles, and she's not winning the Royal Rumble, sadly. Main event. Still trying to figure out what was on the line here, that this was the main event of the show. I guess they wanted the young kid, Trick Williams, to get some main event experience here on Friday Night SmackDown, and this week was the best week to do that. Damian Priest versus Trick Williams, main event here on Friday Night SmackDown, as we mercifully come to an end of this show. So they both make their entrances. Williams and Priest locked up at the start. Williams found himself in a headlock. We get to the first commercial break here. And Sammy emerged from the stage. He stares down Trick Williams as Trick Williams is on the outside here. Or in the ring, rather. Connected on a leaping neck breaker on Priest. He goes for a cover. He couldn't get a 3. Sami Zayn comes out. And we go into a commercial break. So Priest, he's in the corner. Struck Williams repeatedly. He's got some harsh words for Sami Zayn because he told Sami, don't get in my business. This is my match. I don't need you out there. Sami's out there anyway. Priest tried to go for old school. Williams stripped him up. Williams took over by throwing Priest into the steel steps and into the barricade back and forth. Priest and Williams at this point now, later in the match, trading fists. It was Damian Priest who got the upper hand. Williams hit his patented side heel kick to stop Priest's momentum. It did not look good. The heel kick did not look good. It didn't look like he connected at all much on it. But he only got a 2 count out of it. Williams lifted Priest on his shoulders. Couldn't capitalize on what he had planned. Priest looked like he had South of Heaven all set up. Williams escaped. Williams used another big kick as he and Priest then knocked each other down with simultaneous 360 pump kicks right in the face. So we're outside the ring now. Williams gained the upper hand with a flapjack onto the announce table, and then he takes Damian Priest and throws Priest into Sami Zayn on the outside. Sami was now standing by commentary, so Trick Williams threw Damian Priest into Sami Zayn. So they go back into the ring. Zayn charged at Williams, attacked Williams for what he did on the outside, and caused a DQ, giving Trick Williams the win over Damian Priest. So not only did they give you a main event match with absolutely nothing on the line, they gave you an ending that basically was a crowd killer. So a main event that meant nothing, a DQ finish so that they preserved the young kid getting a win and saving his loss for tomorrow night. Gee, man, what an exciting main event. Sammy caused the DQ. Zayn attacked Williams, left him stunned in the corner. Priest stepped up to Zayn, upset that he got involved in the match. But then he was attacked by Sami Zayn. Priest knocked Zayn with a super kick. Williams took him out with a trick shot knee. Williams appeared to stand tall at the end of the show until his music hit. Randy Orton shows up from behind. The crowd pops big because they see Randy Orton. He starts dancing to Trick Williams' theme music. Trick Williams turns around. He hits an RKO, does Randy Orton, and ends the show hitting an RKO on Trick Williams. And that's the way this 3-hour SmackDown, boring SmackDown, mercifully comes to an end. That's your Friday Night SmackDown. Again, I don't know who watches this show and genuinely finds this entertaining.
Oh, well, you should love all pro wrestling, JD.
Bro, this shit sucks. I don't know. I don't know how you look at this and are excited to watch this on a week-to-week basis. Genuinely. I'm lucky I have this show. I would not be... If I was given this slop every week, I wouldn't even watch it. I would not watch it live. I'd be doing something completely different with my time, more constructive with my time. If I didn't have this show, I would not be watching this show live. I would absolutely skim through YouTube clips to see what I missed. This show, SmackDown, the first 2 weeks were okay. We had that great January 2nd show, then the January 9th show with the 3 Stages of Hell. That show, those 2 shows were really good. The last 2 Over the last 2 weeks, they've seemingly gotten worse. I certainly hope something changes going into the Royal Rumble, man. We need the Royal Rumble to be the shot in the arm that this company so fucking desperately needs. I don't know, man. I don't know what needs to be done, man. The answer lies within that Royal Rumble. Something needs to happen there. Something genuinely needs to happen there. And I'm not really, I don't have any hope. I don't have any faith in WWE giving us some substantial content coming out of the Royal Rumble going into the chamber. I don't. All these shows are boring. Monday's boring. Wednesday's boring. Friday's boring. Where's the excitement? Where's the story? I don't know. Thank you guys very much for all your support. We're going to get into your super chats here in just a little bit. First, I want to thank my sponsor tonight on this SmackDown post show, Turtle Beach, turtlebeach.com/script. Make sure you guys go and get yourself a new gaming headset or a new controller or a gaming peripheral, fight sticks. They got them all. turtlebeach.com/script. I want to thank them for once again sponsoring the podcast this week right here on Off the Script. Going to kick it to Turtle Beach. I'll be back with the super chats in just a little bit. turtlebeach.com/script. All right, listen. Before I put these guys in the dirt on Kill Confirmed, I got to talk about something I'm genuinely obsessed with right now, and that's my Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 3 headset. You know that feeling back in the day when you booted up Call of Duty late at night, lobbies fill up, everyone's talking trash, and you just knew you were locked in? Gaming felt different back then, didn't it? It wasn't just something you played, it was an experience. And if you didn't have a good headset, you were already at a disadvantage. That's exactly why Turtle Beach brought back the Stealth 700 headset. Same nostalgic vibe, except now the audio is insane. The surround sound is next level, and the battery life is borderline ridiculous. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this headset gives me an edge. I hear footsteps before these guys even realize they spawned. I'm calling out enemies, I'm collecting tags, snapping onto targets, as you guys see here with my M8. And that's why I'm sitting at 40 kills and 10 deaths at the end of this gameplay. This isn't luck, it's audio advantage. The comfort, it's unreal as well. These memory foam ear cushions are so comfortable, I forget. All right, listen. Before I put these guys in the dirt on Kill Confirmed, I got to talk about something I'm genuinely obsessed with right now, and that's my Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 3 headset. You know that feeling back in the day when you booted up Call of Duty late at night, lobbies fill up, everyone's talking trash, and you just knew you were locked in? Gaming felt different back then, didn't it? It wasn't just something you played, it was an experience. And if you didn't have a good headset, you were already at a disadvantage. That's exactly why Turtle Beach brought back the Stealth 700 headset. Same nostalgic vibe, except now the audio is insane. The surround sound is next level, and the battery life is borderline ridiculous. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this headset gives me an edge. I hear footsteps before these guys even realize they spawned. I'm calling out enemies, I'm collecting tags, snapping onto targets, as you guys see here with my M8. And that's why I'm sitting at 40 kills and 10 deaths at the end of this gameplay. This isn't luck, it's audio advantage. The comfort, it's unreal as well. These memory foam ear cushions are so comfortable, I forget I'm even wearing them. I've had marathon sessions where my old headset would have tapped out faster than a jobber on main event. Not these. I can wear them for hours without any pressure or any fatigue. And let's talk about the battery life. 80 hours, that's 80. We all have that one friend whose headset dies at the worst possible time. Final moments, clutch situations. Suddenly he's gone. Couldn't be me. With the Stealth 700, charging is basically an afterthought. The dual wireless crossplay system is another game changer. I can switch between console and PC with one click. Plus, I can connect my phone at the same time. Music, calls, listening to the Solid Monster, whatever. All while I'm gaming. No disconnecting, no nonsense. It just works. And Turtle Beach isn't just headsets. They got controllers, keyboards, mice, flight and racing gear. If you're upgrading your setup for the new year, Turtle Beach has got you covered. So if you want to bring back that golden era feeling, but with modern performance, this is the move. Head to turtlebeach.com and use code SCRIPT for 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off at turtlebeach.com with promo code SCRIPT. That's SCRIPT. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the show and tell them that we here on Off the Script sent you over to Turtle Beach. Get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. It's a new year, guys. Get yourself some new gear. Thank you guys for sticking with me here on this Friday night. TurtleBeach.com/scripts. Make sure you guys go and get your Turtle Beach 10% off. I want to thank them for once again sponsoring the show. Great headset. Love it. Obviously, as you guys see there, if you're watching on YouTube, absolutely slayed in that gameplay with the M8 on Black Ops 7. Oh, my goodness, man. I was hearing things all over the place, man. I know exactly where everything's coming from. Love it. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Nobody gives a fuck about Friday, man. Or Monday or Wednesday. Everything's fucking dead. I swear to God, man. The Rumble needs to hit big. The Rumble needs to hit big time. So hit that thumbs up. And go check out all the content on the channel. There is plenty of it. Let's get you guys out of here, man. Let's read through these. Starting at the top with Michael Krause, $2 Super Chat. JD OTS, hope everyone has a great weekend. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Baltimore Jackson with a $4.99 and a $1.99 and a $4.99. Sad to see what Gargano has been reduced to. I feel like his main roster run is on a dead-end street. Royce Keys for Hobbs has a nice ring to it. It's not bad. And this SmackDown show sucks, but it's hilarious and watchable at the same time. After listening to the creative room on Unreal, it explains why booking is the way that it is. Yeah, I'll probably catch up with some Unreal this weekend. Thank you, Baltimore Jackson. Michelle Moran with a $2 Super Chat. You think Roman shows up tomorrow night? No, I don't. Roman will not be on any of the shows until we get to the Rumble. Baltimore Jackson with a $4.99. I hate the spot where 4 to 5 people wait for the opponent to jump on them. Lame. I don't know. The wrestling feels like they were moving in quicksand and dragging along. Bro, one of the most infuriating things to watch in pro wrestling today is someone going off the top rope in a multi-person match and all of them just stand there like waiting for the person to jump. Like, motherfucker, move out of the way. If you're going to do that spot, make it look a little bit more believable. Genuinely. Jay Gordo with a $20 Super Chat. What's up, JD? How's it going? Great video you posted today about exposing AEW and Tony the Clown Khan, a company I used to love 7 years ago that became a big circus show. Happy for Trey Miguel back in TNA. OTS for life. I'm happy for Trey Miguel. TNA should really push him as a top dog there in the X Division. Gordo also with a $5 Super Chat. What's up, JD? When is the rematch between you and the Big Cricket? I hope never, Gordo. Never. It's a one-time only extravaganza. Best in the world, Matt with a 16 months. JD, can we finally get the Final Fantasy VII Tony Khan intro from today's extra as the permanent intro on Wednesday nights? I may actually show it on Wednesday again. Glad you guys enjoyed that, though. You know where I got that idea from? Blame Truth. My favorite Call of Duty YouTuber, right? I got that from him. He did it in regards to something I saw against Activision, and I got it from him. I thought it was hilarious, so I'm like, you know what? I got to do the same thing. Chicago 4 MBK with a $2 Super Chat. Hey, JD, let's go. OTS. Thank you, Chicago. Fast Eddie with a $4.99. JD, I shed a tear with that Enzo clip. Too much respect. Continue to keep it real, brother. You're one of the few that do. Thank you, Fast Eddie. It doesn't get me where I want to be, though. Community is just soft as fucking dog shit, honestly. It's awful. Dave Scheffler with a $2 super chat. JD, all I can say is boring. No creativity. Bro, all these shows are boring. All these shows are boring. Like, there are people reacting to this shit in the most ungenuine, disingenuous kind of way. There's no way that you could be pleased with the product that you're being given. None. It's awful. Jay Everington with a $2 super chat. Jacob Fatu should win the Royal Rumble. He's a possibility, Jay. I'm not gonna discount him. He's definitely a possibility. 009.5 with a super chat. JD, whatever changes you make to the channel, do not, and I repeat, do not by any means change the last song in your intro. That is a motherfucking banger, bro. OTS for life. You mean Space Strippers? Yeah, I've teased with getting rid of it, bro. It's just too symbolic at this point. I've played it for years now, so I don't think it's going anywhere. Speaking of music, Megadeth released their final album today. Kind of disappointed by it. Dave Mustaine's shredding on it is still immaculate. It's great, but man, I was hoping for something a little bit more up-tempo, honestly. The Ride the Lightning cover is all right. I felt like the production was a little weak for the type of song that it is. The 1984 Metallica version had a little bit more oomph to it. But I guess it's difficult to compare an aging Megadeth on the fucking retirement doorstep to a angry 1984 Metallica in their 20s. Megadeth is done. Creator just put out an album. One of my favorite German thrash metal bands. I mean, that was even fucking boring. Nothing really up-tempo, bro. Nothing. What happened? Hopefully Exodus. Exodus is releasing a new album called Goliath on March 6th. Hopefully they come with the fucking speed and the fucking brutality. Being that Rob Dukes is back singing. I wasn't even pleased with their new single. 3111 is the name of their new single. I thought it was fucking boring. They repeated the same riff for about half the fucking song. Everything's boring. Why is everything boring, bro? Why is everything boring? Caden with a 199. No message. Thank you, Caden. Survivor with a 699. My heart wants LA Knight to win the Royal Rumble, but my head says Roman Reigns is going to win. Bro, LA Knight's not winning the Royal Rumble. JD Strogan 91 says, hey JD, have you ever tried the grapefruit flavor of Liquid Death? No. I'm not a grapefruit in my cold beverage type of guy. Liquid Death just came out with some new energy drinks. I did try the what I think it was called the Scary Strawberry. I thought that was really good. Really good. I didn't know they made energy drinks. I seen them in Target the other day and I'm like, let me try this. Bossmo Jackson, what's up, brother? $5 super chat. Thank you to Bossmo Jackson for his generosity tonight. To be honest, there's no number, or there's number one you can't put the title on that's going to make an impact on SmackDown. Triple H said himself, Road Dogg let his emotions interfere with good booking. Well, why does he allow Road Dogg to book in general? Scottsy with a 199. Lantern stolen. WWE Shop has thousands. Story dead. Do they really sell the lantern on WWE Shop? Who actually would buy that? Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. Honest question, is pro wrestling a dying art form, especially with the shows like WWE and Real exposing everything? It's shocking people still buy tickets. Bro, I'm burnt. We just started a new year, and we're going into the Rumble, and I'm already fucking burnt, bro. I am spent of all my energy. And Bossmo Jackson with the 490. Now, let's be real. The main roster style is horrendous. All these people did 1,000 times better in NXT. Creative sucks, and the main roster style isn't helping. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to jump on Arc Raiders until I get sleepy. Thank you guys for a great stream. I did what I could, man. This show sucks. This show sucks. I don't know what to tell you. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go and check out the great content on the channel. There's plenty of it. You guys know the deal. Go check out today's video. We scorched the IWC and made a lot of people angry with our take. We angered Dave Meltzer. We angered the dirt sheets. Good. You're all fucking frauds. And you all fucking suck. And you cater to a fucking guy that absolutely is clueless to what he's doing. Go check it all out. Videos are there. Content's there. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of tonight's SmackDown. And please continue to hit that thumbs up. All that stuff helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys for a great show tonight. I will be live tomorrow night for Saturday night's main event. I'm not expecting much. They didn't give us anything. So what am I really expecting? Another house show-like show for Saturday night. Until then, guys, I'll see you tomorrow night live for Saturday night's main event right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later. Got to get this super chat in here. Christopher Smith, I want to get this super chat in here. $10 super chat. Hey, JD, I'm almost 8 months sober from alcohol. I restrung and tuned my Fender Stratocaster electric guitar, and I'm learning new songs on my keyboard. Keep it up. Brother, I am so happy to hear that. Alcohol has realistically destroyed my family with my mother and father. And for you to find a passion in electric guitar and making music and making songs, bro, I'm very proud of you. That makes my heart happy. Thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you for your $10 super chat. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow night for Saturday night's main event. Chris, have a great evening, man. Thank you so much.